The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And what a difference a day makes, huh?
Yes, quite a difference, Gary. The roads pretty much probably as good to drive on as you want for this time of year.
Thanks to those road crews, too.
Yes, hard at work yesterday. Here's a look at the scene this morning, and again, quite a difference compared to yesterday. Main roads completely treated, plowed, sanded, salted, you name it, they're already clear. So if you're heading out this morning, this is the scene of the roadways early today. Of course, side roads might have still a little bit of snow on them, but aside from that, if you're heading out any of these roads, you should have no major impacts. In fact, look at this, quite a difference this morning too. Look at all that green compared to the yellows and oranges we saw yesterday. Again, lots of improvements on the roadways early today. Yorkville Battery Live radar shows entirely dry conditions this morning. Expect that to continue for pretty much the entire day today. And after a chilly start this morning with wind chills down into the teens, 11-degree wind chill at Rome this morning, we're going to climb into the upper 20s, low 30s with stubborn clouds today. But as we head into tonight, especially tomorrow, we're keeping a close eye on an Arctic front moving in. This will bring the potential for some sudden snow squalls and a major cool down Thursday night. We're going to dive into those temperatures, the timing of that snowfall, and a first look at how much snow we could see coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Herkimer Water.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. A much different story today heading out to work compared to yesterday, but here's a quick preview of what you can expect heading to work this morning in your Remington forecast in a minute. First off, a look at the current conditions. 19 in Rome, still a decent northwesterly wind at around 6 miles an hour, so that feels like temperature sits at 11 degrees. Sunrise 7:18, sunset at 4:30 tonight. A look at the roadways. As I mentioned previously, roads much improved compared to yesterday. Side roads, less traveled roads, might have still some slushy spots here and there, but again, a lot of the main roads looking pretty much entirely clear, having no travel impacts early this morning. As you can see here, lots of green on our traffic tracker early today. So when it comes to travel impacts, are we expecting anything again in the short term? And well, the short answer would be yes, we are. Tuesday morning, snow squalls weekend. There's a potential sudden squall between 12 and 3 p.m. tomorrow, mainly across the Mohawk Valley, drying up again on Friday. So again, we're going to dive into this category right here. We'll have the details on that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Food and Drug Administration says faulty.
We've got your back. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now is going on 5:18 early this morning, and again, roadways much improved compared to yesterday. Here's a live view of the roads in downtown Utica, plowed, treated, so really should have no impacts regarding any slowdowns on any main roads, including, of course, Route 5, the arterial, Route 8, Route 12 too, but again, some of those side roads might be slightly snow covered. Either way, there's no more additional snow today. Yorkville Battery Live radar showing entirely dry conditions. However, things are going to change as we head into tomorrow. Here's our initial snowfall forecast for tomorrow, and I want to emphasize that this map here is not as important as the potential impacts with the snow itself when it arrives. You see here, 1 to 3 inches, if anything. That's nothing like what we see in some spots here in New York State typically. So the amounts, not the biggest concern. An Arctic front will bring multiple snow squall chances tomorrow. There's a squall that weakens in the morning. I'm not really concerned about that one as much as the secondary squall that arrives within 12 to 3 p.m. I've been diving into the data this morning, and there's been a little bit of more of a consensus of the arrival time of that squall moving in. And there's also variability in wind and snow strength with the lingering snow shower south. See this 3 to 6 inch range here? It's kind of blurry. There's some uncertainty as to where that sets up with some lingering even lake effect moving beyond it. So stay tuned for any major changes here, but that's really about it in terms of changes on our map. The rest of the area looking pretty consistent. So let's see what happens here. So we have this Arctic front moving its way in from the northwest. It's a very powerful front that's going to be pushing in some sudden whiteout conditions with that snow squall, and then some lingering lake effect that pushes south, and then a polar plunge as we head into the overnight into early Friday morning. So let's dive in here in the Skycast. Today, it's cloudy, a few peaks of sunshine here and there, but overall pretty dry day. A south wind kicks in this evening. Temperatures climb into the low 30s. Then, by 6 a.m. Thursday, you see that front moving its way in. The squall itself weakens, but still some potential impactful snow in the morning. In the afternoon, between 12 and 3, see this line right here? This is what we're watching. That's the squall, and that's a sudden whiteout. It won't last long, but it could have some impacts on travel. That's band sweep south. Temperatures plummet below zero Friday morning. In fact, wind chills. Look at this here. You're going to want to bundle up Friday morning. Wind chills in some spots nearing 15 to 20 below zero. Some of that strong wind and those Arctic temperatures. So your 7-day forecast, make sure you're weather aware tomorrow for those potential squalls there. Friday it does dry up again. Some relatively unimpactful snow on Saturday for the time being. A high of 31, 20s for the remainder of the weekend and the start of next week. Overnight lows, though, pretty chilly for Sunday night and Monday night, but at least today it's quiet. Stay tuned for updates on tomorrow.
Yeah, get ready for that 5 below, right?
Ooh, going to be pretty chilly.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:21. Still up. Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. If you are waking up this morning, that is, with a sore back, you're not alone. And Eric, that snow was something yesterday. Just how much are we talking?
Well, some spots, Gary, picking up 8-9 inches of snowfall accumulation. Here's the list right here of snowfall totals. Now, generally speaking, most of the area picked up 3, 4, 5 inches of snow. Overall on track what we were expecting. A few spots saw a little bit more. In fact, Rome saw 8 inches, Little Falls 6.2, Richfield Springs 5, and of course New Hartford and Frankfort with 4. And of course this is a general number here from numerous reports. Obviously some totals might be a little higher or lower. Either way, some pretty steady typical snowfall. Again, this is nothing outrageous for our area. Roadways this morning greatly improved after yesterday's snow, already seeing mainly dry, or I should say wet roads, but treated roads across the area this morning. A lot of green in our traffic tracker and a whole lot of major slowdowns. Of course, outlying roadways might still have some snow on them, so just budget a little bit extra time if you don't live near major roadways. But again, you head onto the main tracks, you'll be okay. Yorkville Battery Live radar this morning showing dry weather and temperatures on the chilly side in the teens. Wind chills, should say, in the teens. 11 degrees in Rome, 14. It's even warmer in Saranac Lake with that wind chill that is in Rome. But either way, it is a chilly start today. We will see temperatures climb into the upper 20s, low 30s with mainly dry weather. But we're keeping a close eye on potential snow squalls tomorrow that could impact travel. We'll dive into that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. President Trump is distancing himself from a...
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Good morning, everybody. On this Wednesday, our photo takes us to Westmoreland this morning. Our photo of the day, that is, takes us to Westmoreland of a great shot of bird buddies here in an amazing photo of the snowy scene and a cardinal and I believe what appears to be a mourning dove. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But amazing photo right here. If you have one you'd like to share of the wintry scene in your neck of the woods, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Now, speaking of that snowfall, how are we standing so far on the year? Well, here we are, 22.9 inches to date, measured officially in Utica, putting us 14 inches, double digits, above average, or normal average so far, or at least a normal amount of snow we see this time of year, around 8.8 inches. So we are already well above average right now and likely above the snow globe contest. If you ever wonder what that is, there basically is a unofficial contest of who sees the most snow from major cities in New York State. Now, Utica is not included in that list. Maybe you can campaign it to get included in that contest. But either way, it is a quieter one today. We are tracking some snow squall potential tomorrow. We'll dive into that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Driving could get a little more expensive if...
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
A quieter morning here across the Mohawk Valley on this Wednesday. We start out by taking a live look at downtown Utica. Roadways much improved in the last 24 hours. A big shout out to all the DPW crews out there, which again made this possible. And looking pretty busy so far the last couple of weeks with the amount of snow we've seen. Look at the radar right now. It is entirely dry. We are expecting a dry day today with no impactful rain or snow. But again, it is a bit chilly this morning with temperatures in the teens. However, as we head into tomorrow, we are looking at some impactful snowfall. Not so much the amount, but the delivery of this snow coming from an Arctic front. And you can see here 1 to 3 inches for a lot of the areas. Some spots might not even see that. Trace amount of snow in some locations too. Either way, I'll dive into the reasons on why it might be a concern tomorrow. Snow squall potential. An Arctic front arrives, bringing multiple snow squall chances. We have a couple we're tracking. The first one arrives in the morning. That one's going to be weakening. The second one, I've been looking at all the latest data this morning. I've been combing through 5, 6, 7 different models here. And there's a lot of consistency with the timing of it between 12 and 3 p.m. tomorrow. And this squall has a potential of producing sudden whiteout conditions. It won't last long, but heavy snow could be possible inside that band as it sweeps through the Mohawk Valley. That's what makes it a concern tomorrow. And there are some variabilities in the wind direction and the snow strength in regards to this zone right here. And we'll keep a close eye on the data, but again, there's still some uncertainty as to where that secondary zone sets up for additional snow Thursday evening. So stay tuned for updates, but again, I'm being completely transparent with you. There's some uncertainty as to where that snow will fall. So we look at the bigger picture here. Here comes that Arctic front pushing in some snow and some much cooler temperatures in the backside of it as we head into Thursday night. I'll show you that here in a second. But first, let's time it out on our Skycast. Today, we're going to be in the 20s, low 30s potentially with some peaks of sunshine before sunset. Tonight, we're going to see lows in the 30s, so actually not really that much of a cooler night. But the reason for that is you have a south wind at play here. That Arctic front moves in Thursday morning. We have a couple of chances for some snow showers in the morning. Those likely not high impact, but the main story is what takes place between 12 and 3. See this band right here? That's the squall we're watching. So stay tuned for any, make sure you're weather aware that is, for any warnings that do come down tomorrow in the afternoon of those potential whiteouts. Lingering snow showers continue south, and then we plummet quickly below zero. Thursday night into Friday morning, wind chills as cold as this right here. So if you see negative double digits, I do recommend grabbing some extra layers as you head out to head outside Friday morning. So I wouldn't officially call it an alert day. Right? Mainly only a couple of hours for Thursday that might seem a bit dicey. So just make sure you have a heads up on the potential for that. Then following Thursday, I mean, we have some snow chances here and there, but nothing as impactful as snow squall chances. So still, though, very cold Friday morning, -5.
Let's call it an alert overnight.
Alert overnight, we'll see it.
Eric, thanks. The Button Sean Christmas.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a much quieter morning out there this morning than yesterday.
Yes, much more quiet. I mean, yesterday we had all that snow, slushy roads, tricky travel. Today, a complete 180, Gary. Now, how much snow did we see? Well, let's dive into those snowfall totals here. We begin with the highest total reported, in fact, surprisingly in Rome. There were some higher totals reported there. But most of the area did see roughly 3 to 5 inches of snow as we expected. It's one of those situations where it's a steady all day long snow, so the forecast is one of the easier times that we can do this long range forecast type scenario here. But there's some more snow on the way tomorrow. Maybe not so much the totals that we're looking at, potential impacts with the delivery of that snow. Again, I'll dive into that here in a second. So look at the roadways this morning. You can see here, rather on the clear side, traffic flow this morning too. Lots of green here across the area. Yorkville Battery Live radar showing no snow or rain in the vicinity, and it's going to be a pretty dry day today, even with some peaks of sunshine as we head toward the later half of the afternoon. Regardless of the dry conditions, it's a cold one out there. Saranac Lake finally dipped into single-digit wind chills, 9 wind chill up in Rochester. But again, here locally, it is a frigid start to your day today. We will see those temperatures climb on paper into the low 30s with mostly cloudy skies today. As you can see here, some breaks in the cloud cover briefly. But while today remains dry, as I mentioned, we are tracking some potential impacts to travel tomorrow with some snow squalls. We'll dive into the arrival of that. We'll talk about the timing, impacts, and what follows that coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The Herkimer Water Department has issued a...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. Time now is 6:13 on this Wednesday morning. A lot different heading out to the door today compared to yesterday, but either way, here's a look at what you can expect on your Wednesday morning commute. First off, we begin with a look at the current conditions. 18 degrees, 11 wind chill this morning. Very chilly out there early today. But again, roadways much improved compared to yesterday. Main roads wet but treated. Side roads or less traveled roads, back roads, might have still some snow covering to them, but you get on the main roads, it'll be just fine. As you can see here, much of the local areas, roads looking relatively clear. In fact, you can see it all across pretty much every corner of central New York on our traffic tracker. Lots of green, only a few minor slowdowns here and there. So travel impacts today, non-existent. It's dry, no rain or snow. Tomorrow, though, we're keeping a close eye on potential squalls. Now, although this looks to be high impact between 12 and 3 o'clock, once it passes, the impacts are gone. This is not a long duration high impact event. This is a short duration high impact event that could produce, again, whiteout conditions as we head into tomorrow. On top of that, some chilly temperatures follow. We're going to dive into all that, timing, snowfall totals, everything coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
A deep dive.
A deep dive.
Eric, thanks. Well, after a loaded Thanksgiving...
Omni, we've got your back.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Happy Wednesday. Looking a lot more quiet today compared to yesterday's widespread snow. Downtown Utica, see the roadways out there looking clear. No impacts expected for the travel this morning, aside from some outlying roadways early today. Radar also showing quiet conditions. Expect no rain or snow today. In fact, after a chilly start, we're going to climb up into the upper 20s to near 30 degrees. However, we're keeping a close eye on potential snowfall tomorrow, and the impacts, not so much the amount of snow, but more so how much snow falls in a short amount of time, as we're talking snow squall potential or sudden whiteouts. We have a couple we're monitoring: snow squall weakening in the morning and a secondary squall between 12 and 3 p.m. That one that could be a bit more impactful. There's also some variabilities in the snow and wind strength and direction for the trailing edge of the system here, which is why there's a bit blurry signals there for that 3 to 6 inch range here. But this is our initial thoughts on snowfall for Thursday. Again, not a whole lot, but make sure you're weather aware tomorrow, because there could be some snow squall warnings that come down for those said sudden whiteouts. So let's time it out here in the Skycast. We have temperatures today climbing into the 20s, upper 20s, low 30s. Tonight, it's mainly quiet. Lows actually a little bit warmer in the 30s with that strong south wind. Here comes that frontal boundary right there. It's an Arctic front that's going to produce potentially a few patches of heavy snow mixed in with clouds. But the main story is what happens between 12 and 3 p.m. Look at this line right here. This is what we're tracking. There's that snow squall as it moves through the area. It happens between 12 and 3. It is looking more so like the 1 to 2 o'clock range, but I want to give you guys about an hour wiggle room here, because again, these things will sometimes move a little faster or a little slower, but there's a lot of consensus on that 12 to 3 timing being encompassing much of what the data is showing us. Either way, lingering lake effect south, there's that uncertainty with how much snow falls following that, but then that Arctic front begins to show how cold it's going to be. -6 by 12:30 Friday morning. And on following that, a very chilly, in fact, a pretty quiet Friday. But either way, Friday morning, look at those wind chills. Negative double digits. You're going to want to bundle up Friday morning, that's for sure. Either way, though, we look at a drier Friday, a few light snow showers. Saturday, temperatures in the 20s toward the beginning of next week. A reminder again of those potential squalls on Thursday. And if this Wednesday is your birthday, have a great one.
Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. If you are waking up this morning with a sore back, you're definitely not alone. Eric, that snow was something else yesterday, and some people saw what you said up to 9 inches or so, right?
Yeah, that's right, Gary. 8, 9 inches were the high totals here. In fact, let's take a look at some of these totals across the area. We began 8, 9 inches in some parts near Rome, 6.2 Little Falls, Richfield Springs 5 inches, Frankfort and New Hartford with 4 inches. So for much of the area, right around 3 to 5 inches, what we were expecting for much of the day yesterday, with, of course, some outlying areas seeing a little bit more. Either way, it was still a steady snow that was nothing blockbuster, as we said again, but either way, it did cause some impacts to travel, but no impacts this morning. Big thanks to the DPW crews out there cleaning up these roads. Look at this. See, you've got mainly no impacts on those main roads. 12, 8, 5, 20, even the thruway, and of course the arterial so far looking mainly clear. Some side roads might be a little bit dicey, but you get onto the main roads, you should be okay. A lot of green here on the traffic tracker this morning. Radar right now is dry. Temperatures this morning staying in the teens, at least wind chills in the teens, with temperatures climbing up into the upper 20s, low 30s today. Entirely dry, but tomorrow we're tracking the potential for a few snow squalls. We'll dive into the timing, impacts, how much snow we could see, and what follows this Arctic front straight ahead. Gary?
Thanks, and don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. President Trump.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise, everybody. On this Wednesday, our photo of the day today will bring us to Westmoreland in a great shot right here of bird buddies sent in to us anonymously. And a cardinal and I believe to be a mourning dove here in this photo with quite a snowy scene in the backdrop there. And speaking of snow, how about our snowfall totals so far this year? We are already well above average so far this season. How far above average? Well, take a look at this right here. We are sitting around 14 inches, over a foot above normal this time of year. To date, 22.9 inches measured in Utica. Normal around 8.8 inches. So we are still on a snowier side already, and of what's expected to be a pretty active winter time based off of our winter outlook. So again, we have more snow on the way tomorrow. Impacts mainly short-lived, but high impact. We'll dive into the snow squall potential tomorrow in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Driving could get a little more.
York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
After a snowy Tuesday, today looking completely dry. We'll take a look outside in downtown Utica. Traffic picking up early today, and the roadways much improved compared to yesterday. And we'll continue to see these roads looking like this for the entire day today, as the Yorkville Battery Live Radar shows entirely dry weather. So, while weather looks dry today, maybe not quite the case for tomorrow. Here's a look at our snowfall forecast, our initial thoughts tomorrow. And there's a couple of things I want to share on this map here. So, for one, the snowfall, the amount of snow, is not the concern. It's the squalls or sudden whiteouts that could develop tomorrow as an Arctic front begins to move in. There's two squalls we're monitoring. There's one in the morning that appears to weaken, along with a few other areas of some snow showers mixing along with it too. There's a secondary squall within 12 to 3 p.m. This is the one we're watching because this has the possibility of producing sudden whiteout conditions, which would be the primary concern with this type of system. Now, when it comes to snowfall total, you see the 3 to 6 inch range here and see how it's kind of blurry, the outline. There's some uncertainty as to the direction and duration of that snow. We know it's going to fall somewhere in this zone here, but so far the data has been very inconsistent with the overall location of it. But there has been consistent data this morning. I was combing through it regarding the timing of that squall moving in. So let's piece it all together here in the Skycast. Today, it's quiet, temperatures climbing upper 20s, low 30s. A south wind kicks in this evening. We actually remain in the upper 20s, low 30s tonight as clouds increase, and here comes the arrival of that front. This is 6 a.m. tomorrow. Snow showers to our northwest as that band pushes its way through the area. It's weakened a little bit, still potential scattered snow showers across the region. A few pockets of heavy snow working its way through. Can't rule that out. But watch what happens between 12 and 3. Look at this line right here and watch as it pushes its way into the Mohawk Valley. This is the squall we're monitoring. Behind it, we could see some strong winds, of course, again, inside at whiteout conditions. And then following that squall, we could see a big cool down overnight. Look at this here. Overnight lows falling into the negatives and wind chills falling into the negative double digits. So you're going to want to grab some extra layers heading out anywhere early Friday morning. So your 7-day forecast, again, I highlighted Thursday as red for the possibility of some squalls that could impact travel again in the afternoon. Rough timing between 12 and 3. Personally, if I were to have a better idea of the timing, I'd say maybe closer to 1 to 2 o'clock, but I want to give it an hour flexibility there with that arrival there. But either way, we're going to dry out again on Friday, cooling down obviously with some wind chills. Negative double digits, Gary. Very, very cold.
Oh, my goodness. So snow in the afternoon and bitter cold at night.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. The biologist James DeFazio in for Eric today. And how do we follow that story?
That guy was a little bit of an escape artist.
Yeah, for a couple of months. And then yesterday, 5 hours.
That's unbelievable.
Wild story.
Well, we're escaping some of the winter weather for today, but unfortunately that doesn't stay as it makes its return tomorrow with force. Tomorrow has been upgraded to a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to presence of snow squalls that are going to accompany the passage of an Arctic front. We're currently seeing calm weather, and that's due to high pressure in place. 25 degrees with sunny skies at Griffith and Rome. Not too much of a breeze, but a light breeze at 8 miles per hour, making for a frigid level wind chill. And again, yes, tomorrow's been upgraded to an alert day, and that's for this Arctic front that's going to bring snow squalls, which are quick bursts of heavy snow that lead to rapidly deteriorating conditions. Whiteouts remain possible, as do gusty winds, as temperatures are going to plunge throughout the day tomorrow. We go from highs in the early morning in the upper 20s all the way down to near zero or below zero. Tonight, lows not nearly that frigid, only in the mid-20s. Cloudy conditions overnight tonight. Snow develops very late. Coming up, we're going to have that full forecast for you tomorrow, how much snow you can expect, as well as when to expect it. Gary?
James, thanks. A freshman at SUNY.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Wednesday afternoon. We are tracking calm weather today, but unfortunately, we're tracking that also to not continue. Thursday is looking like quite a wintry day with snow squalls, and we have made it a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. Take a look across Central New York. We're seeing calm conditions everywhere right now, and that will continue through the night tonight. That changes very early tomorrow morning as an Arctic front begins to work across all of New York State. We're going to see some quick bursts of heavy snow that rapidly deteriorate conditions. We could see some whiteouts at times within those snow squalls as well. 25 degrees with sunny skies at Griffith and Rome, an 8-mile-per-hour breeze out of the east. Dry weather on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and aside from a flurry or two later this evening, that will continue today. Tomorrow, those wind gusts are going to make for a very uncomfortable afternoon and evening as temperatures drop throughout the entirety of the day. We go from the upper 20s all the way down to near 0 degrees by the evening. And we mix in these 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts with those temperatures. We're going to feel like temperatures tomorrow evening that are below 0 across all of central New York. By 9:30 p.m., the wind chill factor making it feel like 5 to 10 below 0 across central New York. And that's due to this Arctic front, which is going to slowly drop in from the northwest. It's going to bring us a few rounds of snow squalls, the first of which looks to arrive early morning, 6 to 8 a.m. across the region. We get a little bit of a break during the mid-morning, and then another round looks to work through from noon to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And those look to be quite robust. Then high pressure builds in for Friday, drier weather, more a calm finish to our work week. Our snowfall forecast primarily a widespread 1 to 3 inches across central New York. We are forecasting 3 to 6 inches across the Tug Hill Plateau, where the highest amounts will be. There also will be some higher totals to the southwest of Utica, primarily across the hills of southern Oneida County as well as the hills of Madison County. Expect some 3 to 6 inch totals there as well. There is some variability within the wind, and we will continue to iron out that exact location of that thin band of higher totals. Skycast today is calm with temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s, and that continues into the overnight. Calm weather as we head towards tomorrow morning. A couple flurries develop across the north country, otherwise just cloudy conditions. By 4 a.m., that cold front begins to approach from the northwest. It slowly drops across central New York, crossing the Utica area just before 8 a.m. That next round of snow squalls works through between 12 and 3, crossing Utica right around 2 o'clock p.m. And these are going to rapidly deteriorate conditions. You're not going to want to be driving while those snow squalls cross the I-90 corridor. And then temperatures Thursday evening, extremely chilly. These aren't the wind chill factors. 11 p.m. Thursday, 5 below 0 in the city of Utica. A look at your 7-day forecast. Yes, tomorrow a Storm Tracker 2 alert day due to the snow squalls, poor visibility, and rapid drop in temperatures. We go all the way from the upper 20s to below 0. Another chilly but calm day Friday. Some lighter snow showers possible Saturday and Tuesday, but nothing like we're going to see tomorrow. Nothing like those high-intensity snowfall rates. That's where we get worried with these snow squalls, because the rates are so high The conditions just change so quickly.
So the good news, it's not going to be a long thing. It's just a matter of when tomorrow afternoon.
Correct. We're going to have a couple rounds of very intense snow.
Yeah. James, thank you. Well, a mysterious vomiting disorder. James DeFazio in for Eric today. And boy, it's a lot quieter today than yesterday.
A lot quieter today, and I hate to say it, but it's the calm before the storm.
Oh, another one, huh?
Yes, and we are going to see, and we have an alert day. While yesterday we saw pretty impressive snow totals, we're going to see incredibly impressive snowfall rates on Thursday, and that is what has prompted us to issue this alert day. An Arctic cold front is going to bring snow squalls both in the morning and during the early afternoon that bring quick bursts of heavy snow that rapidly deteriorate road conditions. Whiteouts are possible, gusty winds are possible, as well as temperatures plunge during the day tomorrow. Calm conditions continue today. We don't have to worry about any of those conditions happening today. 25 degrees with sunny skies up at Griffiths and Rome. A light breeze making for a little bit of a frigid wind chill at times, but winds are also intermittently calm. Dry weather continues on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We're not going to see anything in the way of precipitation today, and it's a much needed, much deserved break ahead of what is to come. We saw quite a bit of snow yesterday. We're going to see quite a bit of snow again tomorrow. Tonight, calm conditions continue, cloudy skies with lows in the mid-20s. Snow begins to arrive very late in the night, early morning tomorrow. Coming up, we're going to break down the entirety of your snowfall forecast, when to expect the snow, and about how much you can expect. Gary?
James, thanks. The U.S. Marshals Service has now...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Wednesday afternoon. We are tracking calm weather today ahead of a very wintry day for Thursday. We were blanketed with snow yesterday, and now we're in the calm in between the storm, a lull in between the two systems. As you can see off of our various cameras, everyone has snow on the ground, but we are seeing calm conditions today, and that will continue through the day today. That does not continue tomorrow. Thursday has been upgraded to a Storm Tracker 2 alert day, as an Arctic cold front will bring snow squalls, rounds of snow squalls that bring quick bursts of high-intensity snowfall rates with rapidly deteriorating conditions. Severe snowfall rates, not severe snowfall totals. Whiteouts are possible, as are gusty winds, as temperatures plunge throughout the day tomorrow. 25 degrees with sunny skies currently at Griffiths and Rome, and just a light breeze of 5 to 10 miles per hour, but that's enough to make it feel frigid at times out across central New York. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, quiet and dry, and it will stay that way through the night tonight. That changes as we approach daylight tomorrow morning. It's also going to be rather breezy tomorrow. We're going to see wind gusts right as we wake up 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, 20 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts, and they peak right around 1 p.m. in the afternoon, around 30 to 35 miles per hour. But that wind mixed with the temperature dropping during the day is going to make for frigid conditions. By 9:30 p.m. tomorrow evening, we are 5 to 15 below in terms of wind chill and feel-like temperature across central New York. It is going to turn downright frigid, and that's thanks to this Arctic front that is going to bring two quick bursts of high-intensity snowfall. One comes early in the morning between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. The other one comes early afternoon between noon and 3. And then calmer weather settles in for Friday, a calm finish to the week. We're not expecting severe snow totals. We are expecting severe snowfall rates at times. In general, a widespread 1 to 3 inches of snow. Some higher totals will be found, some 3 to 6 inch totals across the Tug Hill Plateau, as well as some 3 to 5 inch totals across areas southwest of Utica as you approach the Madison County line, the Madison-Oneida County border. Skycast today indicating those calm conditions with highs in the upper 20s to low 30s. Calm conditions continues into the overnight ahead of this approaching cold front. The cold front begins to work into central New York around 4 a.m. From 6 to 9 a.m., it crosses Oneida County, works its way across central New York through the morning, quick break during the mid-morning to late morning, and then as we head towards 12 to 3 p.m., another very intense burst of snow works across central New York, and then by Thursday evening, These are the actual temperatures, 5 below zero in Utica, 10 below zero in Boonville. Very, very frigid air. A look at your 7-day forecast. After calm conditions today, we have that alert date in place for tomorrow. We go from the upper 20s all the way to below zero by Friday morning. Friday, chilly start to the day, but a calm day, a day for us to dig out and regroup. And then a couple of weak systems are possible as we head into the second half of the weekend and beginning of next week. We're not going to see any of the high-intensity snow. These look like very light clipper systems that just bring us light snowfall totals and lighter rates.
And frigid air tomorrow night.
Yes, much, much colder air.
5 below. Wow.
Yes.
Well, driving could get...
With Kristen Copeland and Jason Palace.
A sunshine-filled day was the weather break we all needed today, but more snow is coming, as well as some Arctic temperatures.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking from the Weather Center everything we can expect. Now, after having a snow day, Tuesday, was it yesterday? Yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm already getting questions about, will there be another snow day tomorrow or a delay tomorrow? I think they have the bug. They're ready.
That's a great question. That's one that I can't answer, but I can tell you that these squalls are coming in and they are going to be problematic. I think there's going to be 2 rounds of them, so we've got an alert date for this. It's not the amount of snow, it's just the fact that this is going to come in fast and furious, and snow squalls by nature could be very, very dangerous because they create whiteout conditions, and they seemingly come out of nowhere, but they really don't. We're expecting them tomorrow, one in the morning time, another round in the afternoon, and then what follows is a huge plunge in the temperature. We're talking about some very cold air way too early, at least seemingly early for this time of the year. We'll be below zero tomorrow night. Live look at the Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. Things are quiet. If you're heading out there this evening, again, a nice break in the weather. 29 degrees is the current temperature. Temperatures will stay in the upper 20s tonight. Pretty quiet out there. We'll see a few snow showers late, but again, tracking those squalls for tomorrow along with a big drop in the temperature. We've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. SNAP benefits were just restored. Louder for new extreme weather legislation to be passed in Albany.
Plus, when the temperatures plunge, danger lurks. We have your full Storm Tracker 2 weather forecast and tips to stay safe in the cold.
And we're going to...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We are tracking snow squalls that look to arrive tomorrow that will create a burst of snow and a significant drop in temperatures. It'll be a very active day tomorrow. Tonight, though, things are looking pretty quiet. This is a live look in downtown Utica. The roads are in much better shape today than yesterday. Most roads are wet. There's still some slush on side roads and some snow-covered roads, but for the most part, it's a lot easier to get around. So if you have any errands to run, tonight is a good time to do that. Temperatures are also in the upper 20s, so it's not super cold. It's going to be a very different story tomorrow. Live look at the Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, things look quiet across the region. Let's talk snow squalls. What is it? It's a sudden onset of snow with wind. It often causes whiteouts, and it's notorious for traffic accidents with rapidly deteriorating road conditions. They don't last for very long, but they can have a very high impact on travel, and these are quite problematic. So one thing that the National Weather Service does that we can pass along is they issue snow squall warnings, and you can get them by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. You can get snow squall warnings all across central New York by downloading our app, and this is free, by the way. The winds will be picking up as we head into tomorrow. It's going to be a windy day. Those squalls will roll through in the morning. It's good to be talking about wind gusts up to about 30 to 40 miles an hour. Some much colder weather will be working in from the north as well. In fact, take a look at temperatures. We have a high tomorrow of 29, but that's early in the day. Most of the afternoon, we're going down. Temperatures drop into the teens, but the wind chill will drop into the single digits by evening time. And pretty mild out there tonight. West Berlin 31 degrees, Cooperstown 26, Unadilla at 28. An Arctic front is on the way. That will be rolling through tomorrow. Tonight, just a couple of flurries out there. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 20s. The first round of snow arrives in the morning. That looks to be the less intense one. The one that we're watching the most is in the afternoon. So about 1 to 2 p.m., the front moves through, and there is expected to be a round of snow squalls in the early afternoon. This will drop south. This moves into Madison County overnight. Temperatures will be cold. We're below 0 tomorrow night, and then we're into the upper teens to low 20s on Friday. Friday looks to be a dry day. We do pick up some snow with this. Most of us get 1 to 3 inches of accumulation, but in Madison County and Lewis County, a few more inches are possible where that lake effect is going to, those snow squalls become lake effect, and that lingers a little bit longer. Cloudy skies tonight, snow showers, a low of 25. Tomorrow, snow squalls in the morning and afternoon, windy and cold, an early high of 29. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We're 5 below 0 Thursday night. The wind chill looks to be 10 to 15 below 0, so it's going to be very cold to start Friday morning. But we do get the sunshine Friday afternoon. Temperatures will be in the low 20s. We're down into the teens Friday night. Some light snow is possible Saturday. Sunday is looking dry and cloudy. And another round of Arctic air on the way. We're into the teens and probably below 0 Sunday and Monday night with light snow Tuesday, Wednesday. So,
I don't know why. I keep laughing every time you say 5 below. I think it's because we're in the holiday shopping season that I think of that more than I think of what you're talking about.
This is very early.
I think I like that better than what you're talking about.
There you go.
All right, thank you, Bill. The dropping temperatures aren't only uncomfortable, they can also be dangerous, even deadly.
Mandy Gaither has simple reminders on how to stay safe in cold conditions.
When the temperature falls, the danger rises. In 2023, more than 1,000 deaths in the U.S. were due to excessive cold or hypothermia. And in the months ahead, experts are urging everyone to stay safe.
Winter weather can be extremely dangerous in so many ways.
The American Red Cross says if you do go out in extremely cold weather, wear layers of loose clothing and a coat, hat, mittens, and water-resistant boots. Using a scarf to cover your face and mouth can also help. And inside, if you use a space heater or fireplace, keep anything that could catch fire at least 3 feet away from the heat. And to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning, don't use an oven to warm your home and only use generators outdoors.
This past year, the Red Cross has responded to more than 48,000 home fires. And this time of year in particular, a lot of that is caused because people are just trying to stay warm.
You should also know signs of potentially deadly hypothermia, including shivering, exhaustion, confusion, fumbling hands, memory loss, slurred speech, and drowsiness. When it comes to frostbite, symptoms can include a white or grayish yellow skin area, skin that feels unusually firm or waxy, and numbness.
Make sure to get out of the cold immediately and to seek medical attention urgently.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Coming up, Ritz Recall, why some cranberry tree has presents under it. Help us stuff the studio. 45 local charities are on the receiving end of donations this year. Help us, help them, help the families they serve. This is a live look at our studio. Now you can see the box that I have to stand on when I am at that monitor. I meant to move that out of the way. So we are looking, thank you, Bill. We are looking for toys for all ages. That's a prettier picture. Infants to teenager. Just shop online and have it delivered to WKTV. We have a wish list at WKTV.com, but pick whatever you want and use our address. All of the toys collected here will be added to the Rocher Communications Stuff the Bus haul.
And you can see the toys are making their way over to Bill, too. If you're shopping gifts...
Spilling over to Bill's side of the room.
Notice no box.
Wow.
Hey, we're talking about a really cool event for folks that are not aware. Dave Delachase, a former WKTV anchor here, is partnering with myself. We're going to be reading the Polar Express. We've been doing this for a long time. I think we've lost count. We'll be reading on Friday at Barnes & Noble in New Hartford at 7 p.m. Bring the young ones. It's a great annual tradition. And hopefully the weather will be a little bit easier to get to that event. At least Friday's looking dry, but it's going to be pretty cold here over the next couple of days. We're dry this evening. We do have some snow squalls on the way for tomorrow, and that's going to create some pretty cold weather. Thursday's high of 29. That'll be early in the day. Most of the day will be spent in the 20s and teens. We've got some colder weather ahead. If you're heading out this evening, the weather looks good to take the dog for a walk if you've got to go out. Temperatures will be in the 20s. We're looking at dry and generally cloudy weather. Tonight's featured dog Mary from Whitesboro. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Central New York has been hit hard by extreme weather, from tornadoes to lake effect snow. New report from the State Comptroller's Office shows these storms are happening more often and costing more. And now Oneida County ranks 9th in the state with weather-related damage.
In response, State Senator Joe Griffo and Assemblywoman Mary Ann Buttonshaw are continuing to push a bill that would help communities recover faster after major storms. Here's reporter Isabel Doherty.
A new state comptroller report shows Central New York is seeing more frequent and costly storms, from tornadoes to heavy snow. Oneida County alone ranks 9th in the state for weather damage, with 1,305 events recorded between 1996 to 2024, highlighting the need for stronger protections.
For the state overall, we've seen major winter-related extreme events, from hurricanes downstate, tornadoes upstate, flooding both upstate and downstate. So when you start to look at the type of events, the severity of those events, and the way money is allocated for various other purposes, we thought that this made sense.
The report also highlights the high cost of recovery, and Senator Griffo says the state must take action before another disaster strikes.
When you think about the billions of dollars that we're spending, to me this is a priority that we should be looking at. And I know we could find the resources and the revenue, and we could either reprioritize what we're already doing to reallocate, or if we have to redirect, we could do that, or take it even out of reserve if we needed to.
We asked Senator Griffo how this plan helps communities not just recover after a storm, but also prepare for the next one.
But I think collectively what this does overall is make people have a sense of security, knowing that when there is an extreme weather event, and if it takes a significant heavy toll on a homeowner or a business, in a community, a local government, then the state has a structure and program in place that will be utilized to be able to assist.
Dozens of cartons of Ritz sandwich crackers have been
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking a strong cold front that arrives tomorrow. It brings a burst of snow. It's an alert day because we're talking about the possibility of snow squalls, which could cause travel issues in the late morning and early afternoon. It's a live look at Oneida, 27 degrees. We're looking at dry conditions this evening. If you are heading out, no problems weather-wise. It should be a pleasant evening for early December. The roads are in much better shape compared to earlier. We're looking at generally wet conditions across the region. Some of the roads are actually dry. Reminder, you can always get weather alerts to your phone by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. This comes in handy tomorrow because we may get a few snow squall warnings. The National Weather Service issues snow squall warnings. When they arrive, you will get a notification on your phone. You could also get a notification on our weather app. The advantage of the weather app is it encompasses all of Central New York. It doesn't have to be for your exact location. You can get warnings that are to the north, south, east, or west of you as well. We've got some very cold weather on the way. Tomorrow, temperatures start out in the 20s, but then we drop below zero tomorrow night. This is a look at the wind chill. So we factor in the wind and the air temperature. By Friday morning, it's going to feel like 10 to 15 below zero. In some cases, colder than that for Friday morning. So just dress nice and warm if you're heading out. It doesn't warm up very much Friday afternoon. We'll be in the low 20s, but that wind's going to be around all day, which means the wind chill will likely stay in the single digits to low teens for most of the afternoon. Skywatchers checking in. Bob and Clinton 30, Mike in New Hartford 30 degrees, Helen and Cassville 26, Donna in Norway 28, Jeff and Mohawk 26, Worcester and Skenevis both checking in with 27. This Arctic front arrives from the northwest tomorrow, and it's already producing lake effect snow showers. This will take the form of snow squalls. The lake effect snow develops tonight, and it's mainly along a southwest wind, so we could get a couple of snow showers from Lake Erie tonight. But the main chance for snow arrives as the wind direction changes. And 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, a burst of snow is possible, but it's that wind direction shift along with the cold front. You combine the two of those together, this is what we expect to create lake effects, or I should say snow squalls, that burst of snow in the afternoon, 1 to 2 p.m. This drops south, and then it sets up across Madison County in the evening time, while the remainder of central New York just looks cold heading into tomorrow night. And it's a cold Friday, partly sunny skies, temperatures in the low 20s. This doesn't produce a lot of accumulation for most of us. It's 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of accumulation throughout the whole day. But it comes down in a very short period of time. In Madison County, these will linger, producing as much as 3 to 6 inches of snow, and same thing with Lewis County. Cloudy tonight, snow showers, a low of 25. Tomorrow, snow squalls, again, one round in the morning, a second in the early afternoon, high of 29. And again, that high temperature is early in the day. It's going to be much colder by the evening. We're below zero tomorrow night, temperatures in the low 20s Friday, partly sunny, snow showers Saturday, 31. Another round of cold weather Sunday and Monday. Temperatures will fall below zero both of those nights, light snow in the forecast Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be right back.
And Jason Palace.
We're going to get to those stories in just a minute, but first, tracking snow and cold temperatures that we haven't felt in a long time.
For sure. We're going to start tonight in the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Yeah, it's going to be a shock to the system. Looking at temperatures below zero by tomorrow night, and with the wind chill, it could feel 10 to 15 below zero. We're also focused on snow squalls, the potential of snow squalls, and this is where we begin tonight. We have an alert day for tomorrow because these snow squalls will arrive in the middle of the day when a lot of folks are out on the roads. Specifically early tomorrow afternoon, these snow squalls are expected to arrive, producing a burst of snow, poor visibility. There could be whiteouts at times with these. They don't produce a lot of snow, but they come in fast and furious. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. Temperatures this evening were 31 degrees, and we're going to hold onto a relatively mild, again, for this time of the year, temperatures will be in the upper 20s to low 30s throughout tonight. It's going to be much, much colder by this time tomorrow. We're tracking that plunge in temperature. Look at the forecasts coming up. Back over to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. A new state comptroller's costly storms from tornadoes to heavy snow. Oneida County alone ranks 9th in the state for weather damage, with over 1,300 events recorded between 1996 to 2024. That highlights the need for stronger protections. The report also points out the high costs of recovery. State Senator Joe Griffo says the state must take action before another disaster strikes.
This is a priority that we should be looking at, and I know we could find the resources and the revenue, and we could either reprioritize what we're already doing to reallocate, or if we have to redirect, we could do that, or take it even out of reserve if we needed to.
The bill has been introduced in both the Senate and Assembly and is currently in committee. Lawmakers say it would provide critical support for communities after severe weather.
Local firefighters rescued a puppy stranded.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Getting a nice break in the weather today, a much needed break. The roads are in much better shape, mostly dry, wet, or some of the side roads still a little bit slushy, but it's a lot easier to get around tonight for sure. It's not going to be the case tomorrow. We've got another round of snow on the way, this time coming in the form of snow squalls. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, all is quiet tonight if you're heading out, no problems weather-wise. What is a snow squall? A snow squall is a sudden onset of snow and wind which creates whiteout conditions and, again, very changeable conditions. That's what makes these things so dangerous, because it can be sunny and fine 1 minute, the squall comes in and it's a whiteout. They don't last for very long, but they can wreak havoc and they can cause all kinds of problems on the roads. And so what we try to do, the National Weather Service provides snow squall warnings, and we can pass these along. If you download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app, you'll get those tomorrow on your phone. It's very similar to severe thunderstorm warnings. They're very specific to the area and time to warn motorists that impending snow squalls are on the way. And again, we've got a look at the timing of those in just a second. This is all part of a cold front, which will knock the temperatures down. So you'll see on paper the high is 29, but that's early in the day. Understand by 5 p.m. it's going to feel like single digits with the wind chill, air temperatures in the teens. Sky Watchers checking in, temperatures near 30 degrees. Mike in New Hartford 30, Barneveld 26, Donna at Norway 28, Skidibus with 27. This Arctic front is dropping in from the northwest. We can already see it producing some snow showers in Michigan. And again, this is going to be heading in our direction early tomorrow. We could see a few light snow showers overnight from Lake Erie. Temperatures will hold steady. We'll be in the upper 20s. First round of snow arrives around 8 o'clock in the morning. That is going to produce a burst of snow. It's the second one that we think will be a little bit stronger. And this arrives between 1 to 2 p.m. along with the cold front. We'll see a sharp drop in temperature. Those snow squalls roll through. And look at this. We're in the teens by 5 p.m. We'll fall below 0 tomorrow night with skies clearing out. And Friday looks dry, but cold with temperatures in the low 20s. General 1 to 3 inches of snowfall is expected tomorrow afternoon. Again, that burst of snow falls at a relatively short period of time. Madison, Lewis counties, 3 to 6 inches of snow is expected as the snow lingers longer in these areas. Cloudy snow showers tonight, 25. Tomorrow, snow squalls, especially in the morning and early afternoon. Windy and an early high of 29. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Partly sunny on Friday, 23. Some light snow possible Saturday, 31. Sunday, cloudy, 28. The next round of frigid weather arrives Sunday night into Monday. Monday's high only 17. Then some late snow chances Tuesday and Wednesday. And yes, this is very early to be below 0.
Bill, thank you.
Still to come on News Channel 2.
The news with Jason Powers.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We'll get to all of those stories and much more in just a moment. First, though, snow squalls are headed our way, and behind that, a big drop in temperatures. Chief Meteorologist Bill Card is tracking it all now from the Weather Center. In fact, alert day for tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's all about this burst of snow that we're expecting in not only the late morning, but also the early afternoon. And this intensity of snow is what we would call a snow squall, and these are problematic because while they don't produce a lot of snow, they do produce a lot of traffic accidents and whiteout conditions, and they can still be dangerous, even though we're not expecting a lot of accumulation with this. This is all part of an Arctic front, which is also going to cause a big plunge in the temperature, so it's also going to have a big impact on the day tomorrow. We're looking at temperatures early in the 20s and then into the teens and feeling like single digits before the day is done. We are tracking a few light snow showers out there. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Current temperature 31 degrees. This evening we will have a couple of light snow showers. That'll last into tonight. Very little accumulation. But again, tomorrow's a different story. We're tracking the timing of those snow squalls and some of the very cold weather to follow. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A new State Comptroller report shows Central New York is seeing more frequent and costly storms from tornadoes and heavy snow. Oneida County alone ranks 9th in the state for weather damage, with over 1,300 events recorded between 1996 and 2024. That highlights the need for stronger protections. The report also points out the high costs of recovery. Senator Joe Griffo says the state must take action before another disaster strikes.
This is a priority that we should be looking at, and I know we could find the resources and the revenue, and we could either reprioritize what we're already doing to reallocate, or if we have to redirect, we could do that, or take it even out of reserve if we needed to.
The bill has been introduced in both the Senate and Assembly and is currently in committee. Lawmakers say it would provide critical support for communities after severe weather. New tonight, multiple fire departments from Herkimer.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. It's a cloudy, pretty quiet night. It's not quite as cold as the last couple of nights. That's because we're seeing the next weather system bring in some slightly warmer air before it drops in some really cold stuff here this time tomorrow. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are tracking a few very light flurries out there from Lake Erie. This will be very, very light, just a dusting of snow first thing in the morning. What we are watching that's going to be more impactful are snow squalls. We have a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for tomorrow because of this. Thinking the timing is going to be, well, two times. One during the morning time, 8 to 9 a.m. The second one, which looks to be more intense, looks to arrive in the afternoon, the early afternoon. A snow squall is a sudden onset of snowfall. It's a burst of snow, wind, and whiteout conditions. It makes roads very, very slippery in a short period of time. And these things pack a punch, but they're also short-lived, which means they are not prolific snowmakers. But again, they do cause a lot of problems. If we happen to get squalls tomorrow, the National Weather Service issues snow squall warnings. In advance, you can get these on your phone. One way to do it for free is by downloading the Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Early tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the upper 20s, but the bulk of the day is going to be a lot colder. Looking at temperatures falling into the teens here by dinner time, and the wind chill is going to be single digits as we head into tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. And by Friday morning, the wind chill bottoms out at about 10 to 20 below zero. So it's going to be frigid here first thing Friday. And it's still cold throughout Friday afternoon with temperatures in the single digits. That's what it's going to feel like. Air temperatures will get into the low 20s. But again, just get ready for some very frigid weather, which is very early, a very early arrival. Usually we get this kind of weather in late December and early January. It's a few weeks early. Bigger story shows again that cold front rolling through. Let's time out those snow squalls. So a few light snow showers tonight. First round of squalls arrives around 8 a.m. This isn't expected to be super intense, but it could still impact travel. The second round, which it looks to be stronger, arrives in the early afternoon, about 1 to 2 p.m. The band drops south, and again, that brings a quick 1 to 2 inches of snowfall. We clear out tomorrow night. It's cold. We're below zero. And again, we're looking at a cold Friday. In terms of snowfall, most areas pick up a general 1 to 3 inches of accumulation. And some of the bands closer to Lake Ontario and Lewis and Madison counties, perhaps 3 to 6 inches. Tonight, cloudy, a few snow showers, low of 25. Tomorrow, snow squalls, especially early in the day, 25 or 29. It's very cold Friday, 23. A few light snow showers Saturday, 31. Another round of cold weather Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. High of only 17 on Monday.
Ooh, you're right. It feels a little too early for something that cold.
Yeah.
But we'll get through it. All right, thank you, Bill. Coming up next, it's
with Jason Palace.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to get to all those stories and much more in a moment. First, though, snow squalls are headed our way, and behind that, a big drop in temperature. Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking it all from the Weather Center tonight. And Bill, what's the timing of all this for us?
Looks like the late morning, early afternoon will be problematic. We're tracking, again, those snow squalls. We've got an alert date for this because even though these don't produce heavy accumulation, it does produce big problems. The snowfall rates come down pretty hard. There could be some whiteouts with this. The timing of this, again, looks like the late morning and early afternoon. So again, 2 rounds here. It's the second round that could be the most problematic. Strong winds, whiteouts, and a big plunge in temperature to follow as that Arctic front moves through. We are seeing some light snow out there from Lake Erie. A little bit of lake effect tonight. Not a big deal, just a coating of snow is expected. 33 degrees. It's actually pretty mild out there. Temperatures have been gradually warming up, and it's going to be a different story tomorrow. We're going to go the other way. We're looking at temperatures tonight in the upper 20s to low 30s. Big plunge in temperature to follow after the snow falls. We've got to look at how cold it gets and potentially some record-breaking cold. We're going to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A state comptroller report shows central New York is seeing more frequent and costly storms, from tornadoes to heavy snow. Oneida County alone ranks 9th in the state for weather damage, with over 1,300 events recorded between 1996 and 2024. Just highlighting the need for stronger protections, the report also points out the high cost of recovery. State Senator Joe Griffo says the state must take action before another disaster strikes.
This is a priority that we should be looking at, and I know we could find the resources and the revenue, and we could either reprioritize what we're already doing to reallocate, or if we have to redirect, we could do that, or take it even out of reserve if we needed to.
The bill has been introduced in both the Senate and Assembly and is currently in committee. Lawmakers say it would provide critical support for communities after severe weather. New tonight, multiple fire departments from Herkimer County responded to a call in Middleville this evening.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica, and it is a pretty quiet night. Tracking a few light snow showers to the west. These will be rolling in overnight, and a couple of flurries and a very light dusting of snow is expected tomorrow morning. And this is just the beginning. We've got some much colder weather on the way, and it all starts with snow squalls and a sudden onset of snow and wind that create whiteout conditions and rapidly deteriorating road conditions. These are highly problematic because they are short-lived. They don't last very long. On paper, they only produce 1 to 3 inches of snow, but that could happen in less than an hour. And these are notorious for causing traffic accidents. And if that's the case, if we get snow squalls tomorrow, the National Weather Service sends out snow squall warnings. And if you do get them on your phone, one easy way to do that, to be sure, is to download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app, because our weather app does send out those alerts too, and they're all location-based. And you can also customize them. You can get snow squall warnings all across central New York if you'd like. Temperatures start out in the upper 30s or the upper 20s tomorrow, and they gradually drop throughout the day. So by the evening time, air temperatures will be in the teens, and the wind chill will be in the single digits. So it is going to feel a lot colder as we head throughout the day. Tomorrow night, we get down to 5 below zero. The record could be in jeopardy. We're calling for it. The record low is 4 below back in 1926. So that is a 99-year-old record that could potentially fall. We'll see how that plays out. Wind chills will get to 10 to 20 below zero Friday morning. So even if we don't break the record, you wouldn't know the difference, because it's going to be frigid here early Friday, and it stays cold throughout Friday afternoon with temperatures in the low 20s, wind chills in the single digits. Bundle up if you are heading out. Bigger picture shows snow approaching from the west. Again, this Arctic front will be arriving tomorrow. First round arrives around 8 a.m. That doesn't look super heavy. It's the second one that arrives in the early afternoon. Here it is. That is along the front, and that could produce that burst of snow. It drops to the south and east, and then we clear out as we head into tomorrow night. Friday looks like a pretty nice day, but again, it's cold, partly sunny, temperatures in the low 20s. Snowfall totals for tomorrow, a general 1 to 3 inches region-wide. In Madison and Lewis counties, we could see 3 to 6 inches of snow with some lingering lake effect. Cloudy snow showers 25 tonight. Tomorrow, snow squalls windy and turning much colder throughout the day, an early high of 29. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine Friday 23, light snow Saturday 31. Dry, cloudy Sunday 28, and we're looking at cold weather again. Highs only in the teens Monday, light snow Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be right back.